what you want to find out, the things that we're doing that might possibly can help you out. So as we go further on, my guest today is Miss Chrstine Harris. And I ended up meeting this young lady a couple of years ago at a real estate meeting called Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. And then she turned around and ended up going to my meeting, which is the Black Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club, which you can attend virtually every third Wednesday of the month. So, Ms. Harris, let the people know who you are and why you're here, and I thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. So my name is Chrstine, born in Berkeley, California, raised in San Bernardino, California.
You born where?
I was born in Berkeley.
Berkeley?
Up north.
Wow.
So, born
How
up
many
north.
black people up in Berkeley?
I have no clue. So yeah, born up north, but raised out here, San Bernardino, California. Spent my last 39 years here.
Okay. So in that time frame, what have you done since you got here to San Bernardino?
Well, what I've done, I graduated from Cajon High School in 2001. After high school, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I worked jobs here and there for the city of San Bernardino. Then after that, I was kind of working these jobs. I had these jobs, but I did not have health benefits.
Okay.
So once I got 21, I was cut off, the medical benefits. So I went down to the county. And when I went down to the county, I was asked two questions. The first question was, how many kids did I have? I didn't have kids at the time, so I said none. So then the next question I was asked was, well, are you pregnant? I was not pregnant, so I said no.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so after that, after answering those two questions, with my reply being no, I was told that I could not get any help. So I asked the lady, I said, so since I don't have kids, you can't help me. So if I go get pregnant, then I can get the help. She kind of looked at me and she's like, no, that's not what yes, basically that's what you're telling me. So I had been hearing a lot about the Psych Tech program. My initial goal was to go for nursing. However, my grades were not the best in science. So I diverted over to a one-year program, San Bernardino Valley College Psych Tech program, which is a one-year program. So I did my prereqs. After doing my prereqs, I got into the program. The program is a year, so I got into the program. I completed the first semester, program going good. After the first semester, in January, my brother was shot and killed. He was 17 at the time. Thank you. He was 17. So I was debating whether to continue on with the program or not. Luckily, I had a good support system. My mom had my back. She told me just continue going on. So I pressed on, finished the Psych Tech program in August of 2007. I went and took my state boards October 1st, 2007. I passed the first time around, thank God. It was by the grace of God that I passed the first time. So after passing, a few months later, I ended up getting a job with the state of California. So I worked the state job for about 9 years. I was 9 years into my job when I ended up getting injured. I tore my ACL and my meniscus, so I was off work for 2 years and 3 months. During that first year, I realized that I did not have income. I was still getting paid, but I was looking around, and I'm like, where is all my money? I was working, but I was working to pay bills. But let me back it up. How I initially got in real estate, I bought my first property in 2009 during the recession. So I was sitting at church one Sunday. The recession had just hit. I didn't know anything about a recession. So my pastor said that there's 3 things that we should do during this recession. One was save money, repair your credit, and buy property. Now, I didn't know nothing about how to buy property, where to start, where to begin. But I knew to do those 3 things because I had a good job in state benefits to help me do this. So I did that. I think after a year of working, I was able to fix my credit, save my money and buy my first property.
So let me ask you this. For those who right now are listening and possibly been sitting on the couch and wondering what their next step is, how is it that you were able to say, I am going to do this because I need to change my life? You tore your meniscus, and now you're at a crossroads in your life, and you're not sure in what direction you want to go. You know you're having residual income because of your injuries, but there's nothing solid that you can hang your hat on. So talk about that, to where people are sitting back and saying, you know what, I feel her because that's me or somewhat of me. Would you go ahead and elaborate?
So I made a commitment to myself. Mind you, I was off work. I had nothing but time on my hands. So I'm sitting at home and I'm watching, the HD TV of how to repair your homes. And I said, you know what? I'm going to step out on faith and I'm just going to see what it does. So I sold my house. I didn't know a lick about flipping. I sold my house. And it was then when I got my first $90,000 from selling my first property. So I said, I can go blow this money, or this is my opportunity to, one, not have to go back to work, or two, if I do have to go back to work, I want it to be in a different position where I did not have to depend on that job.
Now, you had $90,000 in cash.
Yes, and I think I was
Greenback.
31.
And you turned around and said, I'm going to take this and invest into myself instead of blowing it.
Yes, yes.
Now, that's a very difficult thing, because $90,000 at 31 years old,
Yes.
you could have went on extravagant vacation, got you the type of car you wanted, set yourself up in maybe a condo, if you will, and just lived.
Yes.
So what about this HDTV program? Because a lot of people see that and say, oh, that's easy, I can do that, but don't understand the work that goes into it. What was intriguing on whatever show that you saw made you say, that's what I want to do?
Well, first off, it was what I did with my initial home. So when I bought the home, it was not in the best shape inside. Outside was perfectly fine, but inside I had removed all the carpet, put down hardwood. I did the interior paint, and I redid the countertops. And I'm like, I could do this again. I could do this because I've done it. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and try it again and use the same system that I used to fix my home and do it with more.
Okay, so most consumers, when they do purchase a house, they do some minor repairs because they want the house to fit their persona, if you will. So you took that as an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to make a career out of this. And the fact is, a lot of people wouldn't think like that. They would just say, you know what, hey, I like it because this is my home. This is where I'm going to raise my kids unless some unfortunate thing happened to where I have to change and whatnot. So what was the one thing that kept you on path, which means you didn't deviate from that?
I set a goal, and I'm pretty particular. If I set out to do something, I'm going to do it no matter what. So I knew that I did not have a home because I sold my home. And I think for me, too, it was being that I was in this large home. It was 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, upstairs, downstairs, 2,500 square feet.
By yourself?
By myself.
Wow, okay.
So,
all right, celebrity,
yeah.
Go for it.
So I was willing to make that commitment to downsize. So after selling this property, I ended up renting for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then after renting a couple of years, I was ready to buy again. So my current home that I'm in now is actually bigger than the first one I bought.
Okay.
And it's now double the price from when I initially purchased it.
Good. Now, for those who are listening to this, whether you're in your car or whether you're in the house or just on your computer, understand that, you have to take a chance on yourself. No one else would do this but you. If you don't if no one believes in you, you need to believe in yourself
Yes.
to understand that you can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish and not feel discouraged. Just being able to find the support that you would need, because like you said, you had the support of your family that especially after the tragedy, they were still there, that supported you. And a lot of people don't do that. They go through deep depression and they don't get out of it, especially if they lost a loved one. So taking that step and going to the next level and whatnot, what else it transpired as far as you when you bought your second home after you said you was ready? What else happened after that?
Well, in between that, I had another brother who actually had passed away as well.
Wow.
Actually, it's five of us. I'm the oldest of five, three girls and two boys, and the two boys are no longer here.
Okay.
So after that, I said, life is too short. This brother, he passed away when he was 23, literally 29 days before his 24th birthday. So I knew that life was too short, and I have all these gifts in me, and I did not want to die with any of my gifts left.
Okay.
So that's what pushes me. That's what motivates me. I know that they're looking over me. They're watching me. They have my back, and I want to make them proud.
So this is like a way to honor them in their passing.
Yes.
By being accomplished in the things that you're doing. That's wonderful. I mean, how many people can actually say that? Like I said, most people go through deep depression and they never get out of it because they can't see anything better for themselves, because they like, it should have been me and not them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah.
And it's not for that person to make that decision, but being able to continue on life in spite of, because I just recently lost my mother and my brother, so I do understand that. So with the knowledge that you have, after you start looking at making this a career, how did you feel about yourself?
Actually, and this is something that I'm still currently struggling with, I have to learn to stop and celebrate each victory. I flipped a total of 12 properties in one commercial building, and I never really took the time to stop and celebrate those wins, those victories. So what I do now, which each house I flip, whether it something simple as taking myself out to dinner, I'm going to take myself out to dinner, whether it be get ice cream. So I'm learning to celebrate those victories.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to come back to, we're going to take a commercial break, our first one, and we're going to come back with our guests and continue where we left off. Thank you for listening to The Real Men of Real Estate.